Today I'm activating Henry, my chief of staff, on this Mac Mini. He runs 24/7. I message him from anywhere on Telegram, and his brain is Claude Opus 4.6. Here's what we're setting up today. Screen sharing, so I can control the Mac Mini from my main computer. Tailscale, so I can connect securely from anywhere in the world. Docker, so that when my agents start running tasks, researching, coding, sending emails, everything is sandboxed. If an agent gets prompt injected or goes rogue, the damage stays within a container. And then Openclaw installed natively as the gateway that manages everything. Think of it as the switchboard. It routes messages, hands each agent only the key it needs to spin up Docker containers when the agent needs to execute tasks. By the end of this episode, I will message Henry on Telegram and he will say hello to all of you. Hey viewers, Henry's here, Chief of Staff, friendly, online, and ready to roll. I'm an AI agent running on Openclaw. Just connected to Telegram about 30 seconds ago. My boss and I are about to build a whole team agents together, step by step. You're watching here the origin story. Stick around. Let's go and build it. Welcome back to Vibe with AI. This is the first episode of something completely new. We're not building an app, we're not automating a workflow. The plan, a Mac Mini running 24/7 as my AI server, a chief of staff named Henry, powered by Claude Opus 4.6, and over the next episode we will add a research agent, a CTO coding agent, a security agent, well basically a whole agent team, step by step, with their own roles, their own models, and their own permissions. Today is step one. We're setting up the Mac Mini, installing the tools, and getting Henry alive on Telegram. Security is built in from day one. Tailscale encrypts the connection, Docker sandboxes any agent's execution, and Openclaw manages who gets access to what. Even if an agent gets tricked by a prompt injection from some website, the damage is limited to that one container only. That's why we install both, Openclaw natively for reliability, Docker for security agents to get to work. Best of both worlds. Let's start building. Here goes the unboxing of the Mac Mini for my agent setup. Let's take it out. Ooh, look at that. Here's the power cable. We have some nice connections. That will be the power. That's going to be the HDMI where I'm going to plug my screen in a second. Just for the first setup. Later will be set on screen sharing, and that should be good for now. Let's see how we take it from here. You guys saw me unboxing my Mac Mini, and now I have quickly connected my screen and my mouse and my keyboard to the Mac Mini so I could set it up. I'm gonna run you through detailed how I did that and what to look out for. Most importantly, what you will need to be doing is you need to activate screen sharing and connect to the IP address so you can actually open a window that is the screen of your Mac Mini, and you can navigate and set everything up from your main computer, because the Mac Mini is running headless, which means no screen, nothing attached, just the computer, and we want to control it from our computer. If it's all done, you can see the screen from the Mac Mini. This is just a window on my normal computer. It says Agents Mac Mini. We have connected. Just quickly to let you know what is important. Important is that you create an absolutely new account for your agent. You don't connect your iCloud. You set it up completely fresh. No connections to any of your accounts or anything like that. Once you have created a new user account, agent, mine is called Henry, so I call it Agent Henry, and you have created a password that only you know, then you can log into the Mac Mini and have the screen sharing. Quickly to show you what you need to set up, you will go on Systems, Settings, you go to General, and here you scroll down to Sharing. Once you click on Sharing, you would need to activate this screen sharing option, so you can actually view it on your main machine, on your main MacBook. And you click on the eye icon. And here you need to toggle on the VNC viewers may control screen with password. That means that once you connect to the IP address of your account with the password of the account of your Mac Mini, you'll be able to control the screen and actually do stuff. Then you can click on additional users and you will see your user list here, and you would just select and add. I have added the agent Henry McMini. Anyways, it's also already automatically set up with the administrators, so you don't necessarily need to do that. And then you click done. Now you have connected to your local Wi-Fi. You click on that and you go on Wi-Fi settings, and you see on the Wi-Fi it is connected. You're going to click on details. There you go. And in details, you will scroll down until you see the IP address. It's going to be blurred out because it's my personal IP address. Anyways, you're going to copy that IP address. Then on your main Mac, you will need to go to Finder. Once you click on the Finder, you will need to go to Go, and then you need to click Connect to Server, and then you will have a window that looks like this. What you will need to type is VNC column / and then just the IP address, and then you click on Connect. And what will happen then, it will connect to the Mac Mini, and a window like this will pop up, and you can actually control, as you can see, I can click on Finder, I can control the Mac Mini through this connection. That's step number 1 for setting up Openclaw securely on your Mac Mini. You learn how to connect. Now we will go ahead and install a few prerequisites. The first prerequisite is we're gonna download Tailscale, which creates a private tunnel, like a private connection. Now you've seen us connect to the public IP address, which is fine. The prerequisite to be able to do that is that we are on our private Wi-Fi here. But what if I'm traveling? What if I'm not in my private Wi-Fi? Then Tailscale will enable us to connect always at any point to our Mac Mini. So we're gonna download that. We're gonna go to Safari. We're gonna search for Tailscale. This is how the website looks. We're gonna log in. We already downloaded that on our main MacBook. So we're just gonna sign in with my Google account. As you can see, we already connected our MacBook. So we're just gonna add a new device. It's gonna be a client device. It's gonna be macOS. Right, we want a new tab. Tailscale download. We're gonna download it here. That's the download page. We're gonna download it first and download for macOS. Allow. All right, so it's downloading. We're gonna install it, and then we should be able to connect the device. Now that I installed Tailscale and I can click up here, you activate Tailscale. It says needs authentication. So a window popped up here that lets you sign in. I will sign in with my Google account, which is the same account I signed in with my other computer. So now if I go to Tailscale on machines, you will see that I have the Agent Mac Mini and the Nicholas MacBook Pro, and I got a private IP address here, which I blurred out, but with this, I can now connect the same way. This Mac Mini here, you'll see it's connected. I will always leave it connected, so when I'm somewhere else, I can just connect my Tailscale from my MacBook, and that way I can log into my MacBook Mini from anywhere I want. There you go. That's an additional setup that we wanted to do. The next step is we're going to open the terminal. And we need to install a few things. We're going to install Xcode and Git. So it's downloading. Right, Xcode. There you go. So you have a pop-up. It says command requires inline developer tool. Would you like to install tools now? Yes, install. Agree. So it's downloading. This is to install Git, so we can save anything that we're coding and push it to GitHub later on. This is something important we should be installing. The code, as you can see, is, or the command is xcode -select -install. The software was installed. We're going to click done. Now with git --version, we can see what is installed, and you can see that we have here a Git version installed. Very good. This time we go to Docker. This is just an extra safety layer that our Cloud Code agent will run in a Docker container in a virtual machine, so it doesn't have access to the full macOS system settings and not access to the full computer. In case something goes wrong, we're going to install Docker, download Docker desktop. So we are logged into Docker. Now this will run in the background as soon as we run Docker. So we are installing Homebrew, which is a prerequisite to install Openclaw that we forgot before to install. The command line looks like this, which you can also ask your AI agent, but it is /bin bash -c curl and then GitHub user content homebrew install head install cs. Pause the video and copy if you need, but that will be the prerequisite to install Openclaw. Now to the exciting part, we go to openclaw.ai. We scroll down. You probably have seen this from other videos. If not, here is the one-liner command that you need to be typing into your terminal. We're going to copy that and we're going to paste it here in the terminal, and then we should be guided through. It is installing, preparing environment. That is all we needed to do. It is basically installing Openclaw. We're going to connect it to the Opus API, Opus 4.6. I created an API key already, and then we're going to connect it to a Telegram chatbot, and this is the basic setup. There you go. It gives you a security warning. I understand this is powerful and inherently risky. I continue. Yes, we want to continue. Onboarding process, we do the quick start. We're gonna use Anthropic, and we're gonna go with API key. Then this is where we need to copy our API key, keep current default. Now we're setting up the Telegram bot and bot father. We make sure it has the blue icon, which is the original bot father. And we're going to create a new bot. I already have one for one of my automations, but create new bot. Bot name is Henry, Chief of Staff. Username will be Henry, Chief of Staff _bot. We're going to create the bot. Then we get here our API key. We're going to copy it. We're going to type in our Telegram token. We found our Henry Chief of Staff chat. Fantastic. We started the bot. So this is where we will talk to our agent in a little bit, to Henry, who will be our Chief of Staff. Let's finish here the setup. Let's configure skills. We're going to skip the skills setting up for now. Set Google Places API key for Google Places. We're going to skip everything for now. We already hooked up our Anthropic API key. That's all good for now. And we will add all the rest later. We will choose here the web UI. And we are ready. Let's start. Let's see if we can chat to our Cloud. We're going to say hello. And hey, I just came online. Who are you? I got a fresh workspace here. No memories, no identity. Let's figure out together what we can do together. And how do you want to call me? We can also check quickly the Telegram connection. So far, we have two options of chatting to our Chief of Staff, Henry. One would be the web interface that we have set up, and now we're also connected. I talked to the bot and it says that here it wasn't connected and we still needed to confirm. The details are here, of course, blurred out. I shared that with my Chief of Staff, and now he says, hey, you're coming through on Telegram loud and clear. All right, we are connected. Now let me get my house in order real quick. Then I'm all ears for that intro about you. Give me the rundown whenever you're ready, who you are. So The next step I'm going to do off camera is basically giving in a big intro to myself. So Henry will know how to help me and which sub agents to build up. Of course, I'll be recording those also down the road. I will say, show my viewers that you are here. There you go. Look, Henry is typing. Hey viewers, Henry is here, Chief of Staff, friendly online and ready to roll. I'm an AI agent running on Openclaw. Just connected to Telegram about 30 seconds ago. My boss and I are about to build a whole team agents together. Step by step, you're watching here the origin story. Stick around. So, very nice. Henry is alive. Let me recap what we built together today. A dedicated Mac Mini, separate account, encrypted, firewalled, nothing personal on it. Tailscale giving us secure access from anywhere in the world without touching the router. Docker ready and waiting for when the agents start executing tasks. Each one sandboxed in its own container, access only its own files and its own API keys. Openclaw is installed natively as the gateway. It auto starts and boots and manages agents, connects to Telegram, orchestrates everything, and Henry Claude with Opus 4.6 responding to my messages 24/7 as my chief of staff. Right now, Henry can think in chat, but the infrastructure we built today is designed to scale. Next episode, we're giving Henry a team, a research agent that scrapes AI news, checks weather, reads calendar, and we're setting up a morning brief. Follow along the journey, subscribe if you want to see Henry get a team, and drop a comment. What would you name your AI chief of staff? Anyways, I hope to see you in the next episode. Cheers.